Welcome to Center of Light. I'm back. Lots of changes, lots of changes. My son moved in with me full time. We're doing the homeschool program, loving it. I had to get settled. Total 180 from the lifestyle I was living. I also went to see my dad in South Louisiana last week for a week. And so it's kind of I'm out of practice. I'm a little rusty, but I trust that we're going to fall inside, all of us, and get to some good, juicy stuff. Welcome to Center of Light TV. Let's get down to some announcements real quick before we get things going. Share this to you all, please. In here, you'll see some links, YouTube and the like. Jump seat to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, create an account if you have to. It's very easy. Add your email, your gender, your age. You got a YouTube account. Then you can start uploading your own stuff, personal videos that you want to watch that no one can see except yourself, so forth and so on. Why not? It has many benefits. Also, I think, let me look at my calendar. Hello, Darlene. She said today, Keith, make sure I'm included in your course. As of now, I'm not going to put it off any longer. I am going to launch the course on the 13th of November. What is the course you're speaking about, Keefy Weefy? It is the PCP course. Power Connection Purpose, 6-week bust you wide open course. Online video forum like you see now. No one has access but you and those who are interested in the course. 4 models for alignment. I'm going to give you 4 models that's going to put you in alignment. So much so you're going to have an immediate experience. Immediate experience. Why is that important? We're impatient creatures. We want to see what we get from it. I'm going to give you what you're going to get from it and a glimpse of it. Question and answer. Not only can we do a question and answer throughout the once a week sessions that we have, but throughout the 6-week course, you can contact me anytime. If I'm online, I can get to you and you got something you want to go over, I'll go over with you. What an amazing perk that is. It requires a very small fee. I know those who have voiced their interest. I already have you written down. You will not be forgotten. Any newcomers tonight, any in the future, between now and November 13th, Keith, I'm interested in the course. You could write it in this forum. You could send me an inbox message, or you could send a message to keithanthonyblanchard@gmail.com. I will tell you all the details, including the fee. It is very small compared to what a course like this normally would cost you. But most of all, what it requires is all of you. You interested? I will grab you and throw you into the moving river, the conscious current. That's really where you want to be anyway. Whether you're hesitant, resistant, scared, nervous, so what? Do it anyway. I'm the guy to help you do it anyway. July 31st. Check this out. July 31st. I'm looking for my... July 31st. That is not the cover I wanted to give you. Oh, well, so I guess we have to do it this way. I received this in the mail. It's kind of bright, so you can't see it. It's a whitewash. Anyway, it's a book with text. This is 30 years in the making. Homecoming. Crossing the bridge to the soul. Let me show you the cover really cool. Coming out of the darkness from the past and into the light of the sun. S-U-N-S-O-N. Homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. July 31st. There's a few people who have been very, very generous to me. I will send you your copy July 31st. I'm excited. 30 years in the making. Tonight, we are talking about United We Stand. Look at the banner very carefully. I put a lot into the creation of these banners. They mean more than one could possibly realize because they are filled with very powerful, important, integral images. One is United We Stand, said Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, a founding father, kind of father figure, holding an American flag and all that entails. Oh, Honest Abe, right? He don't tell lies. So we got to listen to what Honest Abe said. He said, united we stand, divided we fall. So I created this image with Honest Abe holding this American flag. He's waving the flag. And then we see the Republican logo, and then we see the Democrat logo. Then underneath we see center of light, Buddha, lotus flower opening up to a space of unfolding. So tonight we're talking about United We Stand. And as we look out into social media, the news, it's not what we see at all, is it? I see it. I see the goodness. I see the unity. I'm sure you do as well. For many, they have no clue. It's not a judgment. It's a fact of the matter that we need to get on board the program. The energy is picking up. The wheel is turning faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And I'm going to reveal a piece of information to you, regardless of what party you stand for or what side of the line, whatever party, Republican, Democrat, liberal, or other. I'm going to enlighten you with a piece of information you may not take too well, but it will come across in a way that you can't paint yourself out of the corner until you see the truth of it. You're already going to see the truth of it immediately. You're just not going to like it. I'm not here to bust your balls, to do any of that stuff, except to reveal the truth. So, stick around. We're going to be talking about what is happening in all of this discussing, that's not even not the debating, even worse, heated arguments. People unfriending each other. Everyone is looking to achieve the same goal. The Democrats, the Republicans, the liberals. Everyone wants the same thing. It's just that everybody else is pissed off at the way that such a person might be going about it. And they call them part of the problem. So who is actually the problem? Ask the Democrats, they'll tell you. Who is actually the problem? Ask the Republicans, they'll tell you. So I guess what we really need is the 51% of the Democrats or the Republicans. So once we get the 51% of that particular party, then we can say, we told you, you 49% are the problem. It's not the way it works. You can disagree. You can stand on your head. You can jump up and down. There's nothing you can do about it. You can go tell your mama. There's nothing she can do about it either. It doesn't work that way. And you may luck out and have your party's select end up as the president or the whatever office that is being ran for. So how do we guarantee a position on the right side? You already lost your way if you think there is a right side other than going inside. It's the only way. In is the way out. Without a doubt. As above, so below, and all about. So the Democrats are pointing finger. The Republicans are pointing finger. And both of those are pointing fingers at the liberals. This is not a political presentation. I'm using political ideas, but this is not in support nor to exempt or squash anybody else. It's to bring to light something that we all need because we are all striving towards the same goal, and I can prove it to you. The Democrats want what they want because they want peace in their life, though they may be filled with personal agendas. As a rule, the Democratic idea is one that many people follow with the hope that it brings them to a space of peace in the world. Everybody wants peace in the world. Everybody in a normal way want peace in the world. Others don't. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about extremists or radicals. But there are extreme radicals in the Democrat and Republican movement. You can't shake a stick at that. So what we do is we look at things. We look at them honestly. We taste them. We evaluate them. We understand what they are and the true effect that takes place when we become part of the cause. And because we are responsible that way, everybody wins. It's pretty bad out there. Everyone wants the same thing. It's just that everyone's going about it differently. And that's the beauty of diversity. But when it gets to finger pointing and blaming other people for your problem or whoever's problem, who has the problem? Not the other people, you do. Or one person, whoever in question may have the problem. For example, my name is John Doe, and I have a problem with you doing this. It's not the person doing that. I'm the one that has the problem. So it's my problem. So the other person may say, well, I don't like when you do this. So that's their issue, not mine. We can live in diversity peacefully. Nicole says the two parties are so divided. United we stand, divided we fall. Who in this room right now or in the future, send me an email. Tell me your story. Give me your complaint. Who that is viewing now or will view this presentation would say that the Republican and the Democratic Party are living in a state of unity? Send me an exclamation point if you agree that the Republicans and the Democrats are living in a state of unity. No exclamation point is going to populate my forum. No one can disagree with the statement because the Republicans and the Democrats as a whole politically are not living in unity at all. So if these people in general, well, I'm a patriot. I know the Bible. I know the what you call them things, them rules, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. You know, I'm goofing off. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just being silly. Well, that all falls under such leadership as this man. And this man is a divine man, was a divine man, is a divine soul. So if such ideology comes off of the lips that brought freedom to a race of human beings, then we need to follow people of the like. United we stand, divided we fall. And right now, we can look out into the world and understand and clearly see without a doubt, even if you can't see really well, you can take your glasses off, you can still see these two parties are coming at each other. This has all been crafted into the system. How do you take over a world? You sit back and give them the tools to separate, divide, and kill themselves. You think about that. So anytime that finger gets a pointing and those words fly out of your mouth and call people such as Republicans, as if they're in their pre-adolescence and puberty, instead of the Republicans, the Republicans, the Democrats, and the libtards. fuck is all that? We are so dividing ourselves by acting so childish. And people are looking, all people want to be a part of a huge family, not just your biological family. That's why we go out and socialize. We socialize because we want to feel our tribe and the vibe of our tribe. And that's not enough. We want more friends, and we want more friends. And we call it a town, and we call it a state, and we call it a country, and we call it a continent, and we call it a world. We all want the same thing. And people are coming at each other. They're destroying each other. They're destroying each other's integrity, their dignity, by calling them names. It's childish. I know people who have been deleted from my life and account who'll say, let's just go over there and bomb them sand niggers. I'm like, what? Let's just go over there and destroy them with a nuclear bomb. I'm done with you. I am so done with your ass. To go annihilate an entire continent and race of people because he's waving a Republican flag. It's pretty bad. Take a short pause. Going to be right back. Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about United We Stand. Subtitle could be Divided We Fall. And so if you butthurt over the fact that I said sand nigger, stop it. You know me better than that. I would not be having this conversation if I was prejudiced or racist. So don't go there. Don't make yourself look like a fool, because I don't feel like one. People do have the audacity to say such nasty, horrible things. Stick around. I'm going to play a song I'm going to grab the link to someone I met recently. He said it was okay if I played his new song, and it's about oneness. Let me find it. And there it is. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I want to say it's Eric King Amini. Here's his contact. I'm going to play a song. I'm going to be right back. Linda says, are you talking about the killing of ISIS leader? No, sweetheart, I'm not. I laughed, not at you. I will explain that in a moment. He has a new song. I think it's called We Are One. We Are All One. It's a rap cool song. It's just really cool. He gave me permission. Enjoy it. I'm going to be right back.
There is love in the air. I don't care what people gotta say, 'cause she's the one. Ooh, there is joy in my heart, 'cause I've crossed many shores searching for that purity in your face. Everybody wants to head to the top. Let us think of those who don't have enough. Beauty is the light that shines in the dark. You are so much more like a fire with a spark. I am free, I am whole. There's a beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. It's true. If you white or you black, they say you're not cute, but the charming smile in your face is great. Everybody wants to head to the top. Let us think of those who don't have enough. Beauty is the light that shines in the dark. let us stay there, cause believe in you. Where there is a will, there is a way. Let us stay there, cause believe in you. Let us show the world that we are the one. Let us show the world that we are the one. Let us show the world that we are the one. Let us show the world that we are the one. Everybody wants to head to the top. Let us think of those who don't have enough. Beauty is the light that shines in the dark. You are so much more, light and fire with a spark.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about united we stand. I don't want to say divided we fall. I don't want to put that out there. I just want to say I want to stay in the unity, man. Yeah, very cool song, isn't it? So let's get down to the statement that my sister, I think it was Linda. What's up, Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln's in the house, y'all. Check this out. Lincoln is my broham. And he's Abel Broham Lincoln. That's a good one, bro. Let's see. Bryce Calhoun. Everyone, hello Jennifer Ohm. Linda Willis Tolstrup asked the question, are you talking about the killing of ISIS leader? I wasn't, but I'm glad you brought that up because it is a very valuable question. The killing of the ISIS leader. Does that really matter? Does that matter to you? Does it even exist? Have you been told the truth about it all? How do you know? Well, that's what they told me on the TV because I watched it last night on CNN. Hence my point. You're walking on thin ice, whoever you are, if you follow such ideology and what you are told. How easy was it for everyone to believe, oh my God, y'all, Donald Trump just made an amazing tweet. I got big news, big news. And we killed the brown John Doe, the leader of ISIS. We got him. And everybody wants to be a part of something greater than they know it's themselves, so they join the club. That they join the, oh my God, we just killed the big bad wolf, ISIS leader. We got him. And so they all join the club. And no one knows anything, really. They don't know anything. They don't know squat. They believe what they were told because they saw it on CNN and all over Facebook and all over social media. Don't you think these people some people who are in this industrial complex know that you believe what they tell you? Have you seen a body? Have you seen Osama bin Laden's body? There's too much dark gray area for me. I wasn't speaking of him. The leader of ISIS, do your research and find out where ISIS originated. And you won't like what you read if you're an American. If this information is new to you, and you do the research and see how ISIS became what it is, you won't be so patriotic. A little earlier, I mentioned Pri Hapakuku says, may I ask who and what is the ISIS killer? I have no clue. Is it an American thing? No, dear. ISIS is supposedly a radical group from the Middle East that's going around creating terrorist acts all over the world, especially against Christians. kind of idea. Another big bad terrorist kind of guy. He was supposedly killed. And people are saying, yeah, he died. Yay! I don't wish death on any human being. I recently read an article. This is how bad it is divided. Not only against Democratic and Republican, but human and God. I saw a post recently where a young boy burned an old veteran. Imagine the group of people that inflamed. A young boy burned a 90-something-year-old veteran in a horrendous, heinous act, stupid act, for whatever reasons. And then everybody else started following suit. I say burn the child. Burn him alive. Give me the match. Give me the match. I will throw it on the child myself. And I decided to call bullshit. Huff and puff, you blow the house down with your match and lighting it. You won't do it. You're just talking shit. Because you're going to have to live with yourself from the day after. Even though this child killed an old man, you want to punish someone with fire because they did fire to an old man. First and foremost, you are a hypocrite. First and foremost. That's what it is. It's hypocrisy. And two, just because you kill someone because they killed someone does not let you off the I am a murderer ticket. It does not. So they want to burn a human being. That is the level of division that exists in this country today. There's a lot of unity, and I'm living in it. But the world right now is not in such a great shape when it comes to unification of Americans. Not Americans. This is not America. God bless America. That's too small of a vision. God bless the world. And when we see and pray from that particular place, God bless the world, we don't say, well, God bless the world except the people who live in that country over there. It's all inclusive. It's called unity. United we stand. You divide a family, everyone leaves the planet hating each other. You divide a country, it's called civil war. You divide a country from another, a body of land from another, it creates countries, it creates separation and division. You divide a world, it's called annihilation of a species. If we unite as a people, we can become a mighty planetary power and move up a civilization level. People are doing that already. Some people are leaving the planet. I'm leaving the planet. I may look like I am in this chair. I am in this chair. Trust me. I'm living in the stratosphere, and it's in here. The left and the right is not the place to be. It's the end. You can be in the left or the right, but all you will get is what's left if you think you're right. But when you go inward, it's inclusive. Everything is included. Nothing is excluded. A little earlier, I said I was going to read something or present something that will paint the picture clearly about the division between our country alone, between the Democrats and the Republicans. The liberals are somewhat in between and get slapped in the face by the Democrats, or Republicans every once in a while walk up to a liberal person, just smack them across the face kind of thing. But it's the Democrats and the Republicans that are going at it, and they're going at it nasty towards each other. So what I want to read to you, share with you, if you are, I'm not saying by any means whatsoever that just because you believe in the Republican view or the Democratic view doesn't classify you or categorize you in this box. No one is putting, your choice of how to get to freedom in a box. That's not what I'm doing whatsoever. I'm talking about the radical Democrats and the radical Republicans. Now we understand exactly what I'm implying. So, I'm asking whoever hears this presentation, if you are of a particular side, the American Indians say, both wings belong to the same bird. Every time I use the word racism or race, it's the same thing. They are interchangeable, and you understand. Change the word race and racism to politics, and watch what happens. I know many friends. I have many friends who say, I'm not a racist, but they will carry this view. United We Stand is the presentation title tonight. Racism, politics, left or right, prejudice, discrimination, antagonism directed against someone of a different political stance instead of race, prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different political party based on the belief that one's own party is superior. So let me read it as it stands. Racism, prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior. Let me read that again from the standpoint of our presentation. Racism, it's still racism, like it or not. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different party based on the belief that one's own party is superior. Discrimination, racism, prejudice, it is a bigotry, xenophobia, chauvinism, bias, intolerance. This is all under the definition of racism. And if you cannot see how this applies to the fight that is happening among the American people, the belief that all members of each race/party possess characteristics or abilities specific to that race/party, especially so as to distinguish. I want to smite you. I just want to snuff you out. So as to distinguish it as inferior or superior to another race or party. What I am saying is, flat out, if you have someone come across your Facebook feed and you see them just going off and smashing the Democrats and the liberals or the Republicans, depending on the party's position, it's racism. No, Keith, they're two different things. No, they aren't. You're coming at another human being because they are grouped and believe differently than you. It's called racism. And everybody's trying to race to the finish line to get there first. It's racism. United we stand. It's humanity. Divided we fall. And the world is falling. And it's falling quickly. Can you imagine I'm not trying to play the I want you to put this affirmation in your head, but let's just play with some smoke for a little bit. The way things are going now, what do you think is going to become of the world if they continue the way they are now? November 2020. Regardless of who does or doesn't win. It hasn't happened yet. And people are piss and vinegar mad at nobody but themselves. So every time whatever party, Democrat, Republican, or Liberal, points their finger at another, let me share with you what they are doing. I'm a Democrat, and I'm pointing my finger at the Republicans, and they should blah, 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 blah. What they are saying, every time they make these types of posts towards another one of their brethren, is saying, I am not going to take responsibility for the contribution to the mess I made in this world. So you are the reason. Every time a Republican says, yak, 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 you are the problem, you are the problem, you are the problem. Democrats, what they're saying is, I am not taking the opportunity I've been graciously given through what I know as human birth to do what I can to become a torch of light to unify the world. I don't feel like it. I don't want no part of that. So I'm going to blame everybody else. How does that shoe fit? It doesn't fit so well, does it? Sometimes you got to put your foot in there and stretch that leather out till it gets comfortable. You have to work your way into the sole of the shoe, into the soul of yourself. And with your new shoes, you can step forward and get out of the dog shit that you've been in for all of your life. Quandary, 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 bicker, 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 argue, argue, argue. Fight, 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 piss and vinegar mad. I'm ready to go drink some beer and start whipping somebody's ass. That's really not what you want anyway. You don't know how to vessel or channel your aggression. Gina, you are correct. If things continue, they're even going, imagine even before November, if things continue as they are, they're going to escalate. Like two rivalry soccer teams, European football teams. They're going to get in that stadium and they're ready to go. What are you going to do? So what we are all dealing with when we see these different parties come at each other is we're dealing with racism. Yes, your best friend who will swear to you they're not a racist in a black and white, red, yellow, and brown skin terms. Nonetheless, it is racism. This race of people grouped over here, I don't like. And I want to squash you. It's unconscious. So what do? We need to take responsibility by not pointing the finger at those groups of people, because that makes us a political racist. So it's not really about us, the spiritualists. Everyone's spiritual. Everything is spiritual. I'm using this term to create an idea of a category, a genre. So if you on this hippie train, peace, love, and light, man, it's all cool, and you are trying to obliterate all the different parties, you're a racist. It's all noise, incessant, running rampant noise. Everyone's bickering. Everyone wants to be a part of something large. Their life may be very boring. It's like a football game. Some people live their lives joyously, vicariously, through their favorite sports team. That's cool. Everybody has their gig. Everybody likes what they like, and they live it to the hilt. I get it. Many people don't have their own life. They go to work. They have a job, 9 to 5. They come home to nothing. They may have someone, but to them, their life may mean nothing because they're divided within the family unit. They're not together with their kids, or they're not together with the hubby or the wifey. We're getting an idea of the level of division that is existing within us. So when we point at the different parties, whatever party you are, you're saying, I am the lazy one, and I'm not taking responsibility for the world I live in because it ain't my fault. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Universalism. Unitarian Universalism. This applies across the board. Unitarian Universalism. Acknowledging that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit abides in every one. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit abides in everyone. And even those people, whatever party they are in, would agree to that. Well, I agree the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit abides in everyone. Then why are you slamming your brother so? Why are you doing that? Everything else is noise. If you truly believe that in your heart, in your soul, in your bones, your Democratic, Republican, Liberal Party is irrelevant because you're overlooking the beauty of the Christ and the Father itself in you. In a way, everyone is wanting Unitarian and Universalism. Hi, Allison. Hi, Anna. Unitarian Universalists say, I want, we use the word loosely, religion. I want religion that respects the differences between people and affirms every person as an individual. I want a church that values children, that welcomes them on their own terms, a church that are eager to attend on Sunday morning. No child wants to go to a church that doesn't accept them on their terms. I know. I was raised that way. I was there dragged, kicking and screaming. This is under Unitarian Universalist. I want a congregation that cherishes freedom and encourages open dialogue on questions of faith, one in which it is okay to change your mind. I want a religious community that affirms spiritual exploration and reason as ways of finding the truth. I want a church that acts locally and thinks globally. I want a church, listen to this. This is the way out. I want a church. It doesn't have to be a physical building. I want a movement, a temple, the temple of our own selves. We want a group as a group. United we stand. I want a church that acts locally and thinks globally on the great issues of our time: world peace, women's rights, racial justice, homelessness, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender rights, and protection of the environment. What this is saying is that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit lives in everyone. And if we have been forgiven by the sacrifice of the Lamb that was made 2,000+ years ago, everything is bullshit noise, and people are causing trouble by dividing themselves into political parties and ideas. It's not fun. It brings everyone pain. Even the people who are part of instilling the pain. They are in pain as to why they're doing it in the first place. So should we just stop the entire political process? That's a fantastic question. Maybe. Maybe not. So let's examine it very closely. See you shortly. Stick around. Keith Anthony Blanchett, Yanava, Ya, heart, wholeness. Dear Lord, it's wholeness. That should be your party. Because in there's an amazing party going on. Na. Va. See you shortly.
Remember that all things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
Above and look at your life, and you see the life you live. Can you be surprised that it all turned out this way and not the way you planned? It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you'll realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Now it's time for you to plan out your life. Seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will. What don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about United We Stand. Of course, we knows what happened when we divided. The whole thing falls down. You look at dominoes, they unite. When you erect dominoes, it's their unity that gives them their support, the ability to stand erect. Separate, divide one from the pile, and the entire system falls. When a person says, that Donald Trump, you're pointing at yourself. That person says, that Democratic person, you're pointing at yourself. It can be tough to take that kind of responsibility, but it is that level of responsibility that is needed. Hello, everyone. Should we get rid of the political parties? Let me show you. I want to read something to you that came across my feed the other day. It's hateful. It is flat out hateful. Keith, why are you going to read it? Because it does exist in this world. It's hateful. This is a person, and since he had no issue of saying in a public forum, I have no issue whatsoever divulging his name. His name is Douglas Helton. I'm not asking you to go look him up and just start smacking him around. Don't do that, please. His name is Douglas Helton. And this is what he says. You have to understand the post before, but trust me, it's hateful. And I made a comment, and this is what he says. Never has been, never will be. I was talking about the world being in peace as a whole. Has been in conflict since Jesus was a boy. Very hateful, dirty by nature, little dusty people they are. Talking about people in the Middle East. Very hateful, and he's calling them hateful. Listen to this post. And he's calling them hateful. Remember when I said, when you talk about Donald Trump or this person or that person, I'm not defending Donald Trump. I'm just talking about whatever party you point your finger at and you're saying that. Well, this person, Douglas Helton, is talking about how hateful these people are, and listen to the hate spew out of his mouth. Very hateful, dirty by nature, little dusty people they are. Seems living in squalor all of their lives has ingrained them into perpetual hatred of any and all races, especially those that love the women they are with. As it stands now, the reason they make their women cover their face is due to those unibrows and being butt ugly from Jump Street and shit. I would hide her ugly ass as well. Ain't like they get to choose their brides. Seems mom and dads have an awful sense of humor. I betroth him to that ugly Mansu girl. She will be just fine for his unruly ass. What do you say to something like that? So what do we do about the political parties? Do we get rid of them? That's an idea. They can exist as a pathway, provided the larger percent gets the vote, provided your vote actually counts. So we don't have to get rid of the political parties. We need to let people be people and let democracy do what it needs to do. For the people, of the people, by the people, to the people, with the people. Here's a church, here's a steeple, open the doors, and there's all the people. From the divine principle. This will explain and share what we could do through all of this nonsense that's happening in the world. Racial, political division. The division between Democrats and Republicans and liberals, the way they're going at each other, it's racist. I read it earlier. From the divine principle, my conversation with Spirit for 8 years. The idea of releasing control will remain control. I'm a liberal, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm a this, I'm a that, and I want my race of beings, my people that got my back, we want to be in control. The idea of releasing control will remain an intimidating one as long as you believe that you will experience pain, fear, and conflict when you try. Let me skip through some of this. Okay, here we go. As you may have noticed, many things are also going on in the political arena. True leaders are rising and making changes, while deceitful leaders are falling fast and hard. And I ask the question, what are your thoughts about our voting process? This was 1996. Understand, if someone in power leads by using manipulation and untruths, she is treading on thin ice. When you vote for that leader, you are skating on the same thin ice. Let me wait till this truck goes by. I got some music on, so that'll disguise the truck. Moving forth with the divine principle. My conversation with Spirit about politics. Understand that when someone in power leads by using manipulation and untruths, he or she is treading on thin ice. When you vote for that leader, you are skating on the same thin ice. I am aware, Keith, that you have blindly elected some into office only to be shocked at what they have done or not done after their seat of power became a comfortable one. This is why I continue to expose your leaders' ill-advised agendas so that you can get the bad ones out and thus avoid the karma you would be destined for if they remained in power. You are not me. None of us. None of us. I am not Republican. I am not Democrat. I am not this. I am not that. I am beyond all that. You are beyond all that. And so regardless of who lands in the seat of power, if they are not clearly connected to the divine, we all face the karmic brunt together. So we're already connected. We're always connected regardless. Even in our division, we are connected. Know that I do support the notion of leadership, but from what I have seen thus far, the track records of many of those whom you have elected have been poor. Yes, there have been moments in history when true leaders have appeared, but just as they were on their way to make a positive change, they were assassinated, leaving their visions to die on the vine. My question to all of you is, will you continue to follow leaders who care only about themselves, or will you accept leadership from the one who cares only about the welfare of humanity? Please tell me how we can make this happen. Very honest question, right? I'm having a chance. I'm talking to spirits. Okay, I'm speaking on behalf of my brothers and sisters. So how do we do that? And God says, first, do not allow what has been taking place to continue. It is your divine birthright to rise up against any leadership if it does not set you on a course towards a transcended consciousness. This may sound like I'm supporting rebellion, but that is not entirely true, because I do not support upheaval and anarchy, but I do support your doing whatever it takes to uproot any and all weeds that could stifle the potential of your Eden. Second, when you seek leaders, make certain they have a divine calling and are not someone you vote for just because they seem to be the best ones running. Unlike the leaders of your present system, divine leaders will not hint to you that they're the ones in charge. They will govern righteously and be of service to you all. Third, make certain your chosen leaders have a direct connection to the divine so that in any situation they can move to the good by praying to God, "What do I do?" Now we're on the same page. If you're not choosing leaders with these qualifications, why do you bother to vote, Keith? To try to make some kind of difference? And Spirit says, "Psst. I will let you in on a little secret. Most often your votes are not even a factor. Many will try to convince you that the election process is a legitimate one. But do not be fooled. Election results are often determined long before you step into the voting booth. Some may dispute this, but there is no point. What do you think? Listen to this. What do you think happened in the year 2000 presidential election?" I said, "I'm not really sure." Spirit says, "That unwieldy political fiasco came to light when the divine intervened and exposed it." Talking about the ballot foul-up. Those in the system want to keep you believing that you have a say in the matter. In 2000, they used the ploy of a ballot foul-up to convince you that you count. And I don't mean that you count as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a double entendre. As if you count, as if you matter, as if you count for something, but also as if you count. But even though the election mess provided an excuse and a diversion, it did not dull citizen awareness because people were able to clearly see that something was amiss. And I say, since so many of us will be paying more closer attention to the voting process from now on, it'll probably be much harder for anyone to make such questionable moves. If they try, they'll be stopped, and that'll open the door for a divine leader to walk through. God says, keep in mind what I said earlier. Your present legislature's branch will collapse, and it will take many years to rebuild it. Because of this restoration process, many old guard politicians will be forced out. It's happening now. Your new lawmakers will not make law per se, but rather will introduce you to divine law and teach you how to fall into flow with it. Remember, too, the establishment of divine order is commencing as I speak. Just a little more. That said, it will not do anyone any good to be angry, pointing their finger at the other party, or judgmental about what has happened or even what may happen. Do not harden your hearts to the point that you do not trust any worthy ones who may enter the political arena. If you look to any of them with the intention of finding fault, that will be your own fault. On the other hand, if you forgive both them and yourselves for whatever you perceive as your shortcomings, you will see that it is my intention that enabled you to select and accept new leadership and guidance. And finally, I ask the question, so what can we do to speed things up even more? Because right now, dear Lord, we need it. So I ask Spirit, so what can we do to speed things up even more? God says, change your logic. Most believe that if they vote for the least bad one, that will keep the worst one out. This reasoning will never work because even if you vote for the better, or shall I say the one not as bad, you are still helping a controlling system to stay alive. Here's what you can do. You can simply choose not to vote unless and until there are worthy candidates to vote for. You need not buy into a bad system that depends on you to stay afloat. So, maybe, in closing, maybe, hopefully, those people that are close to us, that want to squash and smite the Democrats, the liberals, or the Republicans, or any other party, maybe you could treat them as you would someone in a restaurant who's acting racist. Say, hey, no, that's just really not cool. It's just not cool. Maybe you can speak your mind and your heart without being slanderous and abusive and divisive. Help them get on track. Treat them kid gloves. Help them to see the ways of their political racism. Look up racism. Copy it. Just drop it in the feed under someone's nasty remark. They'll read it. You don't have to apply it to anyone. Just make it general. It will give many people the opportunity to yet again no longer point their finger at another group of people, which gives them the opportunity to take responsibility. So the way we become united is if we take the responsibility to unite, arise, and awake. It's a call to action. And we need to put on our shoes and step into the soles of our shoes, and to the soul of ourself we step into as we choose to move inward, upward, and forward. All these different parties going at each other, it's racist. It's political racism. PCP course, November 13th as of now. Power, connection, purpose. If you're interested in changing your life to a greater capacity of what I am feeling, if you're not at this level yet, I will make sure that you get there. I will lovingly push you there. I will set you to this side, to the inside versus the right side or the left side. The inside includes all of that. It's all inclusive. Contact me. Keith, I'm interested in the course. Get out of political racism. That's what it is. Plain and simple. And those people are not going to like it at first when they hear it. You can bet on that. But it will give them something to think about. Every forest has started with one seed. One seed. Plant those seeds. And in the words of the great philosopher, Jerry Springer. Yeah, Jerry Springer, the philosopher. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'm going to hang out with my son, Eden Sky. Peace, love, and light. I will be seeing you all soon. God bless you. Live in the light. You're living in the light anyway. Do it consciously. Watch your world change. That's how you change the world, by changing your own. Take care of yourself and each other. I will be seeing you soon.